How you doing today, Dani?
So good. How are you?
Absolutely fantastic. With a great name like Dani Stacy, do you practice it as in the way of how it would be announced in a gigantic arena?
I mean, look at your name is Arrow Collins. You should be talking. I haven't exactly envisioned that, but I will say I got pretty lucky with a pretty cool name. I will say that.
Well, it's marketable. I mean, when I saw your name, I'm going, oh man, you could do so much with this.
Well, what are you thinking?
Well, I mean, because nowadays, I mean, you've got to be a communication specialist with everything. And so when it comes to marketing and things, I mean, just the design of it on stage. I mean, do you just put Dani up there on the stage? I mean, like the group Kiss. And now let's talk about social media in the way of, how do you make that connection and keep those people, engaged in what you're doing?
I usually do the full name, Dani Stacy. And when it comes to social media, I've been told, wow, you have a great strategy. And I'm like, please explain to me what that strategy is. I have no idea what I'm doing.
I think it's because you know who your fans are. And therefore you can go and basically you're giving them exactly what they want.
Well, that is good to hear. Thank you.
Do you think that comes from your open mic sessions and your jam sessions? I mean, when I read about that, I'm going, oh, my God, the next Sheryl Crow is here.
Oh my gosh, what a compliment. That is so sweet. Yeah, I think it comes from, the more you talk to people, the better you get at talking to people. I may not be doing great right now because I'm still drinking my coffee. But yeah, I think I genuinely care about the community and I genuinely care about helping other artists and other musicians. So I try to do for other people what I would hope they would do for me,
Well, yeah, because you reinvest your energy in people with Artist Brew.
I do. I try to, yes.
And when you do Artist Brew, I mean, there's always those people that were hiders. They stayed in their bedroom, and all of a sudden they heard about Artist Brew and go, I got to give it a shot. I'm scared.
Yeah. Yes, that's absolutely true. There's people that are like, I've never done anything like this before, whether it be the musicians that we have out or the artists and like the local vendors. And it's smaller scale, so it's not as intimidating as like a whole like craft show festival, but still you have to have enough pieces to set up a table. So it's a great way for people to get into it and start selling their art, and people deserve to make money off their art. Not enough people do.
Yeah, because even when I was putting my art out in galleries, those curators and things, what they would do is they would take 37% right off the top. And, when they say starving artists, they mean it. Oof. Because, I mean, they're taking everything away from you before you even make it.
Yeah, that's rough. That's rough.
How do you deal with that? Because it seems like, you are the magnet and everybody's being, glued to you and they want something.
Oh, man. I don't even know how to answer that. It is my honor, honestly, to connect people and help people out. I do not take a percentage from the artists. I do like a small vendor fee just to make sure people show up. It used to be completely free, and then it would just be like everyone showed up and it was too many people or not enough people showed up and it was just messy. I was like, okay, we have to have committed people here. But yeah, I think I even struggle with venues taking percentage of merchandise for musicians. It's hard or pay to play. It's rough. It's rough out here.
Yeah. How come there's never been a song written about the traffic in Nashville? You're living right there in that mess.
Oh gosh, I should write it today. I'm sick of it.
Oh my God. It's like you have to stop and get your food somewhere because you're going to be on that road for a long time.
I moved here. I lived in LA for a while and I was looking forward to less traffic and I was wrong.
Do you still own your first guitar? Because I still have my Ibanez Flying V when I was 17 years old.
I do. I have it sitting around somewhere and I had a bunch of people sign it at the show. And who knows? Those names could be worth money at this point, but they're just my friends mostly. I still have that. I don't play it. It's not really playable, but I do still have it.
Yeah, you're right about it. And the thing about it is even when I pick up my Ibanez, it just doesn't feel like it did when I was a 17-year-old kid.
Well, yeah. I mean, our standards were probably a little lower then, but...
Being out there on that road inside that camper, what is that like? Because, I mean, we just introduced the VR goggles to our journey out there in the RV. What do you do for fun instead of just music?
Oh man, it's great. You spend a lot of time outside because if you're in the RV the
That's
whole time,
it.
you get a little cooped up. I rode my bike like every day, and I loved, when we would get to different locations, I'd explore on my bike, and that's just the coolest part about it. Lost our cat once,
Oh.
so that was fun, but we got him back. And it's also a lot of hard work, which I was not prepared for.
Oh, yeah. And one of the things that you learn when you're out there on the road is take less. Do not set up an entire campground because then you've got to take that thing down when it's time to move on.
You have no idea. I brought so many clothes and I wore the same outfits, like the same 3 outfits. I don't know why.
Did you journal or anything when you went from city to city and from different places? Because the land has a different energy every place you travel.
You're so right. It really does. Yes. I journal like just regularly just because, but we also had a captain's log, and that's where we write where we were, where we stayed, where we would stay again, where we would not stay again, and just like the cool little places, restaurants, like the views, the people that we met and like their names. Yeah.
How often do you go back and read that? Because, to me, I feel like a kid just giggling away like I'm snooping on somebody and it was me that lived it.
That's so funny. Usually I'll open it back up when we get back on the road and I'll say, where did we stay? Where did we go? Where did we not drive through again?
Yeah. Oh my God. Is there a winning formula to writing music today that someone can be a total standout?
Oh gosh. I think the coolest part about music is there's no right way to do it.
Yeah.
I'm sure like a pop hit writer would tell you, short verse, straight to the chorus, keep it under 3 minutes. And those are certainly things that I consider, but no, I don't think there's a right way.
Do you ever think of the radio jock who's talking over that song intro? You're going to go, you sit there and say, we're going to make this 13 seconds because that monkey is not going to ruin my song. He's not going to step on my first lyric.
Tough job you guys have.
Yeah, you have to think on your feet, man, but you got to be ready.
Oh my gosh, I know.
So what is the one thing that you've picked up from Chance the Rapper? Because to me, he is a man who is walking on a planet filled with love.
Exactly. I think, he cares about us being true to ourselves. So as much as sometimes I'm like, just tell me what to do. Tell me what you want. He's like, you have to do what's right for you and what you feel is going to represent yourself best. And I really appreciate that about him.
Yeah, I've always wanted him to be like a boss of a corporation in the way, because that's what I want. I want someone to motivate us to want to work harder.
Yeah. And I still believe he does that. I mean, I remember struggling with the key for the Battle song, and he was like, go home, play your guitar and just figure out how to do it, go back to your roots. And I think that's what he really cares about, is us just being true to ourselves, honestly.
I would love to see the numbers on the people that are sitting at home watching The Voice, studying everything that you're going through, Dani, so that they too can practice it and then go out there and try to find it themselves.
Oh man. I mean, yeah, there's nothing like it. I've learned so much from it. And even just watching it back for myself, I'm like learning new things. Yeah.
Wow. So where can people go to find out more about you and give you some love, especially if you've got some merchandise? Let's sell that stuff.
Oh, yeah. I have merch on my website. It's just DaniStacy.com, DaniStacy.com. And Instagram is a great one, Dani_Stacy. I love to communicate with everyone, and I try really hard to make sure everyone, I respond to everyone. But yeah.
I got a challenge for you. The next time you go out on the road, you got to create a podcast, because people love traveling podcasts.
Oh man, I know. I've thought about that, and I'm just like, I get so overwhelmed just thinking about it, but I love to talk, so I should try it.
Absolutely. Well, you be brilliant today, okay?
Thank you. You too. I love your picture on here, by the way. No one else can see it.
That's my Ibanez Flying V. You can't see it, but I'm actually holding that Ibanez Flying V.
I love it.
You have a great day, okay?
You too. Have a good one.